Hi there. It's March 28th. T transplant -5. Just got back from the hospital a few minutes ago. A long day. Uh, got there at 12:15 to go ahead and eat lunch. Then wound up with my infusion appointment at 2 o'clock and wound up leaving just a little while ago. Uh, Turned out that I needed a transfusion, and I want to talk to you about two things tonight. Two things that are one of them is really important to me, and one of them that I just thought of, or just witnessed, experienced. Maybe experienced is a better term, and that is the incredible kindness of others, and a level of professionalism that is worthy of recognition and appreciation. And the other is normal, just the simple term normal, and they both fit together in a very strange way. I've got to admit that, and perhaps you can follow the convolutions of my mind, and we can work through this together. So, the first thing is the disease that I have, primary myelofibrosis, um, is scarring of the internal areas of the bones where marrow exists, and the marrow is what produces blood cells, white, red platelets. And as the area becomes scarred, there's less and less area, and consequently, there's less and less um, red blood cells, fewer and fewer red blood cells. And as a result of that, there are all kinds of side effects that are associated with that. But one of the most insidious is exhaustion. It's just being tired all the time. It's part of being anemic. You're cold all the time, even when it's warm, and you're tired all the time, even when you've gotten plenty of rest. Um, and it gets to the point where you can actually feel when your hemoglobin dips because you have this really awful, hideous malaise um, that you suffer through, and you really, literally have to force yourself to do most anything. And my hemoglobin dropped into the sevens, which is you know, half of what it should be, half of the low end of what it should be. And it was so bad today that the decision was made to go ahead and give me a transfusion, and my first transfusion ever. And I didn't know what to expect. And there are risks, no matter what you do in a medical arena, no matter what you do in life for that matter, there are risks involved. And one of the risks involved in transfusions um, are the possibility of allergic reactions. So they have to go very, very slowly when they first infuse you. But I want to show you something that's really amazing. And when I talk about the true generosity, the amazing goodness of people, I don't know if this is going to work, and I apologize if it doesn't work. I'm not exactly a world-class producer, but trying to bring this on camera. Can you see that? It says designated donor, Mitchell Schneider. And what that means is that somebody came here to the city of Hope in Duarte, which is in the middle of no place, and generally means somebody in LA drove for an hour to get here, donated blood specifically for me. Gift of life, literally the gift of life. I can't tell you the difference in how you feel once the transfusion begins to start to work. The amount of, and that'll bring us to the next subject, which is normal, whatever the hell that means. Um, they gave us this tag that was on the bag of blood that I got after we kind of asked for it. It's all anonymous. You have no idea whose goodness is responsible for the bag. All you know is that they came here. They said, "I'm donating blood, and the blood is for Mitchell Schneider, for Mitch Schneider." But you feel alive again. You have energy again, and it's such an odd feeling because all of a sudden your eyes open wider and you see things literally. I'm talking about literally, not figuratively. You see things differently, and you feel a sense of energy moving through your body that you just didn't have a half an hour before. That happened. Um, so I don't know who's responsible for that, but for any of you that are listening to this, any of you that have made the schlep out to Duarte, to the City of Hope, and been so generous with your time and with your blood cells or your platelets, Leslie thanks you. I thank you. Our kids and grandkids thank you. Um, it gives you a whole new sense of responsibility of where you are and what you have to do should you make it through this deep tunnel and out the other side in order to pay back that karmic debt that you've just incurred. Which brings us to this issue of normal. We're a pretty strange species, I think. Um, we tend we tend to accept or find any situation that we're in long enough and define it as normal after a while, no matter how absurd or abnormal it might be. And illness is no different. I mean, if you're tired all the time, as I was for many years, um, tired's normal. It's what you're used to. Uh, if your hemoglobin is low all the time and you have no energy, that's normal. Um, if you if you're stuck with a chronic illness or debilitating illness, um, that becomes normal, and you don't recognize that there's another alternative, that there's something else out there for you that's a far better normal. Um, for some people, it's status quo. It could be in your business, it could be in your life, it could be in your home life, it could be in your relationships. Doesn't matter what it is. But I think the most important thing that you have to recognize is that normal doesn't necessarily have to be normal. That there might be another alternative that's out there, another current reality that you can take part in, that you can enjoy, that you can move towards, that you can change uh, where you are and what you're doing in some way that will result in a different reality, in a set of different alternatives. And I hope I'm making sense when I talk about this, because my normal before was not terribly encouraging. My normal for the next couple of weeks, next 30 days, are not going to be terribly encouraging. The prognosis for afterwards, especially should the stem cells take hold, is really encouraging. And it's the difference between life and death. And that's it's a big difference. So I urge you to think about normal. And I urge you to think about your normal. I urge you to examine it and decide whether or not your normal is adequate for where you are and who you are, what you want, where you want to go. And then I urge you to go ahead and figure out what it takes to get from where you are to where you need to be. And then gather the courage and the support that you need, the encouragement you need in order to get there. And don't do it all at once. Please, God, don't do it all at once, because it won't work. You need to figure out what small things you can do to move in that direction. And the best way to start is by starting, is by doing something, anything, even if it's wrong. And then improvise, adapt, and overcome. To go from there. So for all of you that have made the commitment to either give blood to me or platelets to me, or have made the commitment to go to your local blood bank and give blood there to someone else, a stranger you don't know, or to someone you do know. Um, God bless you all. It's an amazing gift. And for all of you that are stuck in a normal that you don't care for, or you don't like, or you don't enjoy, or it's not fulfilling, or it's not giving you what you need out of life, find a new normal. Chart a course, pick a direction, and go there. If you think I'm oversimplifying things, you'll talk to somebody who's been successful, and they'll tell you that that's what they had to do in order to start that journey. So until the next time we chat, it's Mitch Schneider, Mitch Schneider's World, um, journal entry 5, 6. I don't know. I'll look and see. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Bye bye.